and HD1, San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose, and Odyssey Station.
This guy's trying to hit me.
Or
See that? Yeah, totally.
GOP presidential candidate Nikki
Yeah,
Haley clarifies controversial comments. Of course, the Civil War was about slavery.
Quiet weather.
U.S. troop movement.
New amphibious ships have transited the Suez Canal.
This is the CBS World News Roundup Late Edition. I'm Jennifer Kaiser.
Speed limit 65, not 90.
Candidate Nikki Haley did not mention slavery. It is one criticism. CBS's Linda Kenyon reported at a town hall in North Conway, New Hampshire. She said, "Of course,
people are very
the Civil War was
aggressive
about
out
slavery."
here.
But that was not
They all
the
wanna
response the
kill
night
people,
before at a
apparently.
separate town hall. In
Not
North
me.
Conway, she took an opportunity to clarify. It was also more than that. It was about the freedoms of every individual. Haley's comment about slavery touched off a political firestorm of criticism from fellow GOP presidential contenders, including Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump. They both said she was not a candidate ready for prime time. Just in Maine bars former President Trump from the state ballot, citing the insurrection plan. And Colorado Secretary of State says former President Trump will be on the primary ballot in that state for now. The Colorado Republican Party has appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court, the Colorado Supreme Court's decision involving the insurrection plan. The rain snow mix falling in the Great Lakes is shifting to the Ohio Valley. Separate system is creating powerful surf on the west coast and Hawaii. It's threatening the snow portions of California, but should move out by Sunday. National Weather Service meteorologist Zach Taylor with good news.
Later on Saturday, certainly by New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, most of the country will actually be relatively quiet weather, not looking at any major storm systems.
CBS News has learned that the U.S. military is making a move in the event tensions boil over between Hezbollah and Israel. The latest from CBS's David Martin.
Amphibious ships carrying 1,500 sailors and Marines, along with jet fighters, helicopters, and armored vehicles, have transited the Suez Canal from the Red Sea into the eastern Mediterranean. Joining another amphibious ship already there, that gives the U.S. military a much greater capability to evacuate Americans from Lebanon if the simmering conflict between Israel and the Iranian-backed terrorist group Hezbollah boils over. Israeli officials are threatening to clear out a buffer zone if Hezbollah's shelling of northern Israel doesn't stop.
President Biden says American Judith Weinstein was killed by Hamas bombs attack Israel on October 7th. The U.S. confirmed last week that Weinstein's husband, Gadi Hagai, was also killed the same day. On Wall Street, stocks closed mixed. The Dow closed up 54 points. The Nasdaq fell 4 points. Now then.
You don't need a job platform, you need a hiring partner. Indeed lets you schedule and conduct virtual interviews, all from one place. Start at Indeed.com/credit.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes. I was in way over my head. $30,000. Then the IRS came to collect.
Letter after letter, a lien had been filed against me, and they were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off, They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. It definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Mexico and the U.S. say they've agreed to work together more closely to tackle record migration at their shared border. CBS's Skylar Henry says it comes after high-level talks in Mexico City.
In terms of new initiatives, but obviously good to see that both sides are doing what they can to try to address this issue as quickly as they possibly can.
The Justice Department is threatening to sue Texas if the state implements a strict immigration law that would allow state and local law enforcement officials to arrest, jail, and prosecute migrants suspected of entering the U.S. unlawfully. A Missouri woman convicted in her mother's 2015 murder is released from prison early. Gypsy Rose Blanchard has served 7 years of her 10-year sentence. Her lawyer, Michael Stanfield.
We were able to come to a resolution that was satisfactory for the state,
satisfactory for my client.
Authorities say Blanchard persuaded an online boyfriend to kill her abusive mother, Claudine, who sought sympathy by making her daughter pretend she had serious illnesses. You're listening to the CBS World News Roundup.
This year, wouldn't you like to stop feeling self-conscious about your receding hairline or thinning hair? Millions of men and women around the world trust AirGrow from New Nordic as an effective way to get thicker-looking hair. AirGrow is backed by an exclusive U.S. patent and is clinically proven to promote more hair growth. Or shop online at Amazon.com or NewNordicUSA.com. That's new, NORDIC-USA.com. Amazon, or ask for AirGrow at your local Walgreens. Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
Meanwhile, 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Secretary of State Blinken says the U.S. will not rest until retired Marine Paul Whelan is back home. But 5 years after he was detained in Russia, Whelan is expressing his doubts. WTOP's J.J. Green has this story.
When Paul Whelan was arrested, the Russian government asked President Trump to trade convicted foreign agent Maria Butina, convicted arms dealer Victor Bout, and convicted drug smuggler Konstantin Yeroshenko for Whelan. He refused.
Once President Biden took over, same requests were made.
But by that time, Trevor Reed and Brittany Griner were in the mix, and he said the Russians decided to change strategy.
And the Russians decided, well, we'll work out deals, with these 2 lower-level cases, and we'll ask for more for Paul.
He says the Russians are continually changing their request. That's why he's urging President Biden to bring him home soon, before the price goes up again. J.J. Green for CBS News, Washington.
Time on the roundup, 7 minutes past the hour. It's 4:07 at the Bay Area's news station KCBS. We've got partly cloudy skies this hour, very mild temperatures, but more rain's coming in by midday tomorrow. Good afternoon, I'm Patty Rising, and I'm Brett Burkhart. Just ahead on KCBS, evacuation orders have been lifted in Santa Cruz County after monster waves and a coastal surge created flooding. First, I'll put it down on the local Honolulu traffic center.
Going back to the Golden Gate Bridge where it's been crowded all afternoon, and Kim has the details.
It certainly has. It's still wrestling with a slow ride out of Sausalito or southbound 101 getting to the Golden Gate Bridge if you're headed into San Francisco for the evening, perhaps. I'm wondering what is happening. Well, fortunately, nothing new is happening, but earlier this afternoon, we had a couple of incidents. We had a person in distress, lane was blocked northbound at the North Tower. That situation was resolved, and then right after that, traffic backed up into San Francisco badly. Then we had a crash closer to Vista Point, and it tied up traffic in both directions. We have a zipper truck out there, so it's still just not completely recovered, southbound especially. If anything new pops up, we'll give you a holler, and also posting updates and photos on X if you follow us there, KCBS AM FM traffic. Bay Bridge, no surprises for your ride in and out of San Francisco. A slow roll to the lower deck. A lot of folks leaving the city on northbound 101 and eastbound 80. Oakland Freeway looking much better. We had a big rig stall in the Caldecott Tunnel last hour. It's gone. And now we do have a minor backup in Orinda, Carver County, eastbound 24, just before Old Tunnel Road. Watch for it. Stuck in the second lane from the left, according to the KCBS phone force. Next update at 4:18 on the traffic leader, KCBS. We have a high surf warning along the coast in effect till 3 a.m. tomorrow. We're going to have more on that in just seconds. But for the Bay Area right now, it's partly to mostly cloudy and fairly mild. Mid to upper 60s. It hit 72 degrees in San Jose a couple of hours ago. Rain comes back into the forecast by midday tomorrow. Some showers and a chance of thunder showers lingering into Saturday morning. Traffic and weather together on the 8th on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. We have more on the Thursday afternoon news watch.
The seaside town of Capitola got pounded during today's storm, reminding many living up and down the coast that last year's destruction may become the new normal. As KCBS's David Welch reports live from Capitola, the storm made for an impressive show, along with stirring up memories from last winter. David?
Yeah, that's right, Brett. Things are starting, guys. You just reported, starting to clear up here For sure. In fact, surfers are starting to make their way out into what is some higher surf. Earlier this morning, though, visitors and locals lined up to watch Mother Nature on display. They, at its peak, were not disappointed. 30-foot waves all up and down.
I mean, it's always pretty awe-inspiring to see that much energy moving around, you know?
From Capitola down to Santa Cruz, much of the coast was under flood warnings all morning, and those lasted for much of the day. Some areas, including the small town of Pajaro Dunes, was briefly evacuated. There were other evacuations here in the county. Some here in the county are certainly wondering if this has become the new normal.
Well, I mean, anyone who takes a business or builds there, you know that comes with the territory.
Reporting live in Capitola, David Welch, KCBS.
Thank you very much, David. National Weather Service says the 25 to 30-foot waves crashing into Bodega Bay are some of the biggest the area has seen in more than 15 years. KCBS's Mike DeWald reports it has a steady stream of people heading the coast to take it all in. The parking lot at Bodega Head is overfull. Cars line the street, entire families coming out to see the true power of the ocean from a safe distance, of course.
We love the ocean, and we saw that it was going to be this way. All the years.
Don't come out, the waves are too big, so we had to be here.
Linda and Tom surfed aside. They caught a glimpse well away from danger. Nearby Dorn Beach is protected from the worst of the waves. It had surfers like Mike from Petaluma getting into the water. Conditions, he says, are less than ideal.
It's a little unruly for sure, but it's definitely better than nothing. Better to get in the water than nothing at all.
For those who do come to the North Coast, Sonoma County Fire District Deputy Chief Steve Hersberg says to always consider the risks of your surroundings.
People will go out to sit on rocks to watch the big surf. All of a sudden, a big wave comes in and hits them.
Even when seas are calm, he says sneaker waves are a bit of a misnomer.
It's predictable. It's not sneaky in the sense. It's predictable. You should never turn your back on the ocean out here.
In Bodega Bay, Mike DeWald, KCBS.
BART is trying out new fare gates at the West Oakland station. It's part of a plan to replace gates at all stations by the summer of 2025 at the cost of $90 million. KCBS's Raquel Maria Dillon spoke with commuters about what they think.
The new gates are tall and reach almost to the ground. Only a skinny little kid could fit underneath. And the doors open away from you, nearly silently, after you swipe the Clipper card.
Good idea. I see so many fare jumpers here. I'm glad they're doing something about it.
What do you think of the design?
It's a little bit kind of New Yorkish.
That's not a compliment coming from regular commuter Stephen Chen. BART spokeswoman Anna Duckworth says they're testing different models here. One made out of clear fiberglass, another of perforated metal, to see which is sturdier and easiest to clean.
It's going to be really difficult to climb over, crawl under, push through.
I saw at least 2 people try to exit here and then turn around and get back on the train. BART staff said people also tried to jump the staircase railings to get out. Dangerous. But that means this pilot has successfully pointed out all the ways stations will have to be reconfigured for the new gate. In West Oakland, I'm Raquel Maria Dillon, KCBS.
Mayor of San Jose says he's doing all he can to try to meet the ambitious goals he set in his first year leading the city to get homeless people in shelters. But as KCBS's Megan Goldsby reports, he admits that he may not make it.
That goal, 1,000 new interim housing units in the city.
We actually have 500 that are open and in operation. We also have some safe parking sites. We have council approval. We got the city council to approve 700 additional units, so that will be well in excess of that 1,000-unit goal.
The San Jose Mayor Matt Mahan, speaking on our Ask an Expert program, says it may not happen in the original timeline, which was before the next fiscal year in July. Still, Mahan says he's pushing.
I'm doing everything I can to empower departments to remove red tape and just make this simpler and more cost-effective, because we need immediate alternatives to tent encampment. We cannot allow the perfect to be the enemy of the good.
Which is why he says he'd like to see more safe sleeping encampments, which would be very rustic but would keep people off the street. Mahan says the public has been coming around to these arrangements, which he says work.
Over 7 out of 10 people who have ever entered one of these sites remain housed today.
Megan Goldstein, KCBS.
We're a minute away from the KCBS Sports Line.
Hey, you're up next. My throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight. Here, try these. 6 Vapor Cool Drops. Yeah, 6 Vapor Cool Drops have maximum strength menthol with a rush of 6 vapors. Ooh, I can already feel it.
shop. Don't miss out on limited time appliance deals during the closeout event at Lowe's. For a limited time, get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, get an additional 20% off in-store clearance appliances. Hurry, these deals are too good to last long. Shop in-store or online today, because Lowe's knows deals. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 12/28/23 through 1/3/24. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
Coming up on KCBS.
Jason Brooks on the money. Watch a smartphone maker unveils its first electric vehicle.
KCBS News Time 4:15.
Matt Pittman joins us from the Bay Area Chevy Dealer Sports Desk because there is a golden opportunity for the Warriors, you could say.
Yeah, the Dubs can thank the NBA schedule makers for this. A stretch of 7 consecutive home games, and that'll carry them through the end of the second week of the new year. The Warriors have 8 consecutive home wins. That's a season high. Last time they had a home win streak of this length was last season at the very end, winning 9 straight between February 13th and March 24th. So the Warriors getting a chance to settle in, make some hay, start climbing in those NBA Western Conference playoff standings. And for Steve Kerr, a lot of this is an opportunity to hold practices in between games when they're not playing back-to-back, as he continues to try to whittle down his rotation. He loves to go with a good 9 guys, his 9 guys. Right now he's rotating between 10 and 11. It may not sound like a lot, but Kerr is kind of a creature of habit. He knows how to best orchestrate this team and get the most out of his team. Hence the lineup change a couple weeks ago. Andrew Wiggins sent to the bench and the rookie Brandon Pajimski into the starting lineup. Warriors would go on a 5-game win streak, and with Willard and Jits on our Partners 95.7 the game yesterday, the coach says he believes that helped change the vibe.
Well, I think, we did change the starting lineup, which I think changed the vibe a little bit. We struggled for the first 20 games. We just couldn't find any momentum, and it just felt like the right time to make a lineup shift. That shift coincided with Draymond's suspension, and I think maybe we had a little bit of clarity at least.
Got a good team in tonight, the 18-12 Miami Heat for the Warriors. This is the first of 11 of 13 for them. The longest home stretch of the season with 7 in a row beginning tonight. At the Sports Desk, Matt Pittman, KCBS.
Are you facing threats, stalking, or physical harm from another person in California? You have the right to feel safe. A civil harassment restraining order can provide the protection you need. I'm Nabil Ahmed, the trusted partner in obtaining or defending against a civil harassment restraining order. Guarantee your safety by hiring an experienced litigator who has successfully handled countless civil harassment cases. Schedule a consultation today. Visit eastbaylawpractice.com. That's eastbaylawpractice.com.
Hi, I'm Kim Bethel, wishing you happy holidays from the traffic team here at KCBS. There's Victor, 2 Joeys, and Michael McGauley, Carolyn Burns, her Mike, Debbie, and Holly. There's Kim in the morning, and Don, who's our leader, Tiffany, Ted, and there's Frank, 5 heater, Gianna, because she's on TV, Larry in the evening, and then there's me, plus Jack, laughing, Farrah, 2 more guys named Joe. Dave is another big part of the show. Matthias fills in when we call him, and Ken, last name Luttrell, is a traffic team 10. Merry Christmas to all from the team that's the best, your leaders in traffic. KCBS.
We check in with our leaders in traffic right now. We're checking in with Kim in your local Hans Wheeler's Traffic Center.
We've got all the leaders here. We've got Claire and Ken along for the ride as well. Another unpredictable day. We've got some folks hitting the road to head start on the upcoming holiday weekend. That's why it's been pretty slow headed into Morgan Hill on southbound 101 from Coyote Creek Golf Drive. Once you get into Gilroy, traffic looks great. We've got no delays on Pacheco Pass. That's 152 between Interstate 5 and 101. Highway 17 has been very quiet. The road's still damp, though, if you are headed into the Santa Cruz Mountains. The road is slippery between Los Gatos and Santa Cruz, so traffic is moving at the speed limit both directions. Snow grade manageable. Just a few brake lights on northbound 6 to 80 between Sheridan Road and the 84 interchange, and a smooth ride into Pleasanton. I do see a slow pattern leaving Castro Valley on the Dublin grade this afternoon. Brake lights begin just before the Foothill San Ramon off-ramp, but no accidents. 580 through the Livermore Valley is fine. No problems on the Altamont Pass. Your next update at 428 on the traffic meter, KCBS.
We have your Mancini Sleep World 6-day forecast. So Mancini Sleep World